This is the headlines. The voting is now open for Manchester United's latest Player of the Month award. And we shall talk about Alex Keble discusses the main talking points for each fixture in Matchweek 14. And Andrew Kitchen is set to referee his first Manchester United game, when West Ham United provide the opposition on Thursday night. The man in the middle will be a new face to most Reds supporters, as this is only his 5th Premier League assignment, after racking up lots of experience in the EFL. Since 2021-22, the Old Trafford encounter is his 3rd top-flight outing this term, after overseeing Aston Villa's 2-1 win over Burnley and Chelsea's 3-0 victory at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Kitchen, who hails from Durham in the northeast, was the 4th official for the Hammers' 2-0 loss to Liverpool at the London Stadium on Sunday. Dan Cook and Ian Hussin will be his assistants, running the lines, with Michael Salisbury on 4th official duties. The VAR is Peter Banks, assisted by Eddie Smart. The Reds are looking to follow up the weekend win at Crystal Palace with 3 points against another capital club and going some way to avenging the fact that the East Londoners did the double over us in 2024-25. The Reds ended November with 1 win, 2 draws and a defeat across the month, thanks to the excellent 2-1 victory at Crystal Palace on Sunday afternoon. There were a number of candidates discussed for the shortlist, but these are the 3 players in the frame for the Tiger-sponsored trophy, with the winner due to be announced on Thursday, ahead of our next Premier League assignment, against West Ham United at Old Trafford. The prizes, so far this season, have gone to Bryan Mbeumo, twice, and Bruno Fernandes. Check our snapshot of each of the nominees' claims and then please vote using our poll, as we discover who is next to receive the monthly accolade. Ahmad, 4 apps, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 MOTM. The Ivory Coast international started all of our matches across the period, performing in some different roles, but consistently showing his character and quality on the first of the month. He scored a terrific volley at Nottingham Forest to earn a point from the 2-2 draw, smashing past Matt Sales from outside the box. Only a goal-line clearance from Murillo late on denied him the winner, and he also had a couple of other noteworthy attempts on goal. It was a man-of-the-match display, and he followed it up with the assist for Bryan Mbeumo's opener at Tottenham Hotspur. One of our brighter performers in the 1-0 home loss to Everton. He then helped the side recover from going a goal down at Palace, lashing 1 drive over the bar in a bid to add a 3rd goal. Matthijs de Ligt, 4 apps, 1 goal, 1 MOTM. There has been much to admire from the Dutch defender throughout 2025-26, but the centre-back will be looking to pick up this award for the first time. Despite placing 3rd on 2 occasions this term and an imposing presence, the highlight of his month was undoubtedly the late leveller at Spurs, when he headed home a Bruno Fernandes corner at the death. Despite United being down to 10 men after Benjamin Sesko was forced off due to injury, he was voted man of the match in that fixture and has been performing at a top level ever since the campaign kicked off, looking particularly commanding again in the second half at Selhurst Park. Bruno Fernandes, 4 apps, 4 assists, 1 MOTM. The skipper accumulated 4 of his 5 assists this term in November, proving beyond any doubt that he is one of the best creators in the Premier League. The Portugal international set up both goals at Palace with clever free kicks and, despite performing in a deeper role than in past seasons, he remains absolutely integral to our attacking output. At Forest, it was his corner that was headed in by Casemiro, and another pinpoint delivery, as already mentioned, allowed De Ligt to make it 2-2 at Tottenham Hotspur. Please get involved by casting your vote, and look out for the announcement of the winner and the presentation of the trophy across our official channels. Alex Keble discusses the main talking points for each fixture in Matchweek 14. Football writer Alex Keble analyses where the midweek fixtures could be won and lost, including: will Newcastle's fullbacks outwit Spurs' narrow team? Can Chukwueze capitalise on Nunes' vulnerability? Will Chelsea cope without Caicedo against a physical Leeds midfield? If Odegaard and Saka can rediscover their connection? Do high-pressing Brighton offer Villa the chance to improve their creativity? Will Salah bounce back? Or will Slot keep him on the bench? Is this the perfect opportunity for Edwards to get a first win? If Nuno will continue his strong record against Amorim? What has happened to Bournemouth's defensive record? Will Burnley get cut adrift during the festive schedule? Will Newcastle's flying fullbacks outwit this narrow Spurs team? The problems keep mounting for Thomas Frank and Tottenham Hotspur, and when you're down on your luck sometimes it feels like everything goes against you. A trip to St James Park could hardly have come at a worse moment. Newcastle United are rejuvenated by the return of Lewis Hall and Tino Livramento, who excelled at the weekend by providing cutting attacking energy with their overlapping and underlapping runs. They are the perfect weapon with which to approach a Spurs team that have been overly narrow of late. Frank has moved to an ultra-narrow 4-2-2-2 formation for the last 2 matches, and although the 2-1 defeat by Fulham might trigger a rethink, there is still a strong possibility the basic shape will remain, leaving Spurs open, particularly in transitional moments, to those flying Newcastle fullbacks. Spurs' average positions of their starters against Fulham shows just how narrow they were, with Mohamed Kudus, number 20, the only player providing width. Livramento and Hall would revel against a system like that, especially considering Newcastle are at their best when able to win the ball in midfield and explode into the final third at speed. A low-confidence Spurs are the ideal opponent for how to build some momentum after a 4-1 victory at Everton on Saturday, their first away win of the season. Can Chukwueze capitalise on Nunes' vulnerability? Leeds United's almost comeback has cast fresh doubt over Manchester City's ability to stride through winter and apply pressure to league leaders Arsenal, and certainly Fulham will be analysing that game for clues as to how to hurt Pep Guardiola's side. The most obvious conclusion is on Matheus Nunes' side. He still does not quite look comfortable as a right-back and was at fault for the first Leeds goal. An unforced error that allowed Dominic Calvert-Lewin to score. It just happens to be the side of the pitch where Fulham looks strongest, thanks to the form of loan signing Samuel Chukwueze, who after a slow start to the season has assisted a goal in each of his last 2 Premier League appearances. Chukwueze's superb cross from the left set up Raúl Jiménez's winner against Sunderland, and then his sharp run down the left assisted the opener at Spurs last weekend. He could win his battle with Nunes and cause a shock at Craven Cottage. How will Chelsea cope without Caicedo against a physical Leeds midfield? If Enzo Maresca had to pick the Premier League match he most needs Moises Caicedo for, he might choose the trip to Elland Road. The rivalry between Leeds and Chelsea means. Thank you for listening.